Imagine a geopolitical chessboard where Iran sits at the center of a strategic triangle involving two of the world's greatest powers, Russia and China. Amid escalating tensions with the United States, some analysts suggest Tehran might be shielded not only by its own defenses, but by hidden layers of Russian and Chinese military cooperation. Today, we go beyond the drills to explore whether secret shields are truly protecting Iran from a possible strike under President Donald Trump's renewed threats. To understand this, we must first grasp the rising tensions in the Middle East. Over the past year, the U.S. has shifted military assets toward the region, driven by fears of Iranian missile and drone attacks. Public rhetoric from Washington, including warnings of military action if Tehran crosses red lines, has only increased pressure. At the same time, Iran has responded with military exercises and a reactivation of its long-range air defenses, including Russian-made S-300 systems redeployed near key cities like Tehran and Isfahan. Satellite imagery suggests these systems are being brought back online as a deterrent to airstrikes. Iran's defenses are layered. Long-range systems like the S-300 provide broad coverage, while domestic systems like the RAD air defense network and phased-array radars bolster detection and engagement at closer ranges. These create an overlapping umbrella designed to complicate any attack plan. But Iran hasn't built this network in isolation. Over the years, it has bought and developed its air defenses with foreign support, notably from Russia. Moscow has historically been a supplier of missile systems and radar components, though exactly how integrated these systems are with Russian or Chinese technology today remains debated. A key part of the narrative about foreign shields is the joint military drills involving Iran, Russia, and sometimes China. Exercises like Marine Security Belts bring naval forces together in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most strategic waterways. The presence of Russian and Chinese vessels alongside Iran's forces serves as a political signal that Tehran is not isolated on the world stage. Analysts stress that these drills do not necessarily equate to a secret missile shield. Instead, they may complicate strategic calculus by introducing foreign naval and surveillance assets that could detect or broadcast movements across the region, effectively adding layers of early warning. So, what are Russia and China really doing? Publicly, both nations have pushed diplomatic restraint and talked about defending legitimate rights and opposing forced strikes against Iran. But in practice, their cooperation is a mix of intelligence sharing, high-tech components supply, and strategic alignment in global forums. Chinese involvement, for example, has included efforts to secure Iran's critical infrastructure in tricky technological areas, including advanced radar and sensor technology that can track stealth aircraft and challenging targets. However, importantly, while Russia and China support Iran politically and have participated in joint exercises, there is no official mutual defense treaty requiring one to automatically intervene militarily if Iran is attacked. The strategic partnerships are strong, but stop short of binding military defense obligations. And this brings us to the heart of the question: are these a secret shield against a U.S. strike? Analysts generally caution against overestimating the capability of such cooperation to stop a full-scale air attack. Experts note that ballistic missile and air defense systems can be formidable on paper, but their effectiveness depends on integration, training, readiness, and real-world conditions. Recent operations, including U.S. strikes in other theaters, have shown that even advanced systems do not always perform flawlessly under combat conditions. Moreover, the joint exercises carried out in Iranian waters have more political signaling value than operational co-defense value. They show support and deterrence posture, but they do not guarantee that Russian or Chinese forces will intercept U.S. missiles or planes in the event of an American attack. What we see, then, is not a mysterious, impenetrable shield, but a complex web of defense cooperation, political signaling, and strategic alignment. Russia and China contribute components, participate in drills, and publicly oppose strikes on Tehran. But true military protection against a U.S. strike would require far deeper commitments than exist today. For now, the secret shield remains more of a geopolitical narrative than a confirmed defensive guarantee, one that tells us as much about global rivalries as it does about Iran's security. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, comment and share.